So here's Frankie again to talk more about Team USA as well. Canada blowing a pair of 2-goal leads last night, Frankie, ultimately did come away with that OT win. But did watching that performance by Team Canada change who you think is the favorite to win this tournament?
No, I still think it's Team Canada, but it's going to be slim margins. Of course, you don't want to see Team Canada let in any kind of soft goals because especially in a game against the United States, with all that firepower, they don't need that many chances. They're going to generate chances on their own, so you can't give them any freebies. But, to see Team Canada on the power play, especially in that first period where they didn't make a mistake, that was clinical, smart hockey. We'll see what the United States has to offer. I'm sure it's going to be something very similar tonight against the Finns. But I don't necessarily think that one game changes my perception of who's going to win this tournament.
Yeah, there was a lot of talk about Canada's power play and delivering, as you talked about, scoring after just 12 seconds with the man advantage. Now, tonight, the Americans roll out Matthew Tkachuk, Hughes, Eichel, Fox. Could this unit be just as dangerous as Canada's is?
Absolutely, it can be. And even not having Quinn Hughes, who likely would have been the first power play unit defenseman for the Americans, this is still going to be an elite power play. And you think about all the different threats that they would have. One of the best players in front of the net in Matthew Tkachuk. One of the best playmakers in Jack Hughes, and two players that can really shoot the puck on their off wings, Matthews and Eichel. And of course, Adam Fox facilitating all that. One of the most deceptive blue liners, really good on the power play. There's not a weakness here. This is a high-powered offensive power play, and I wouldn't be surprised if they scored on their first power play 10 or 12 seconds in, similar to how the Canadians did last night against Sweden.
It is the four nations face-off. At times, though, to hear people talking about these teams almost has the feel of a three nations face-off with Canada, the U.S., and Sweden. Do you think Finland deserves more respect?
I mean, respect is a tough word. Do they deserve to be looked at as more of a threat? No, I don't necessarily think so because, if you look at the injuries that they've suffered and what their blue line now looks like, I would make the argument that that is a blue line that is thin by NHL standards. Now, you're going to see best on best standards here. And if you see what we saw last night from Canada in that first period against Finland's blue line, there's a very good chance that that period is a little worse for them than it was last night for Sweden. So they're going to have to weather the storm. Yes, they have a lot of good players. Sasha Barkov, one of the best matchup centermen in the NHL, Sebastian Aho, but it does get thin for Finland, and that's where I'm worried. So I don't necessarily see them as more of a threat than people might be making them out to be.
Well, whether or not they feel disrespected, for what it's worth, the odds on FanDuel don't give the Finns much of a chance tonight. The Americans minus 400 favorites to open up the tournament with a win.